in earlier class we have seen main field theory, that is Weiss molecular field theory, to derive the nature of variation of magnetic susceptibility of ferromagnetic material. So this theory, it is Landau theory of phase transition, some way complements the main field theory and as well as some way supplements to the main field theory. For example, this theory is has excellent success while dealing with the phase transition, where there is a concept of order parameter, and this theory works well in the case of calculating critical exponent which is connected with the second order phase transition. So this theory also plays vital role while determining the universality class of the system, in which there is a phase transition is taking place. So in the case of second order phase transition, we are familiar with the fact that second derivative of free energy has a jump. For example, you can take derivative of free energy with respect to temperature. Second order derivative is nothing but specific heat. And also in the case of magnetic system, in the second order derivative of this free energy with respect to external magnetic field is nothing but magnetic susceptibility. That has a peak-like behavior. It will diverge near at the critical point. Similarly, in the case of fluid, you have isothermal compressibility, and at the transition temperature, your isothermal compressibility diverges. So that is the characteristic of second order phase transition. In the case of first order phase transition, you can see that you have seen that first order derivative of the free energy has jump. So your Landau theory of phase transition is applicable for second order phase transition as well as first order phase transition. So this theory relies on the fact that one should be able to write free energy of the system near to transition temperature. Your system is in the vicinity of transition point. In that situation, if you are able to write free energy in terms of some parameters, say m0, this is the order parameter. So low temperature phase and high temperature phase, we are familiar with low temperature and high temperature behavior of the system. So your material at low temperature has certain order, but at high temperature it may have symmetry. So when system transit from high temperature phase to low temperature phase, there is a possibility that you have non-zero value of, say, this parameter m0. Order parameter has non-zero value for low temperature phase, and for high temperature phase you have zero value. So that corresponds to a parameter that is order parameter. Let me repeat it again. Order parameter has non-zero value for low temperature phase, that is order phase. For high temperature phase, order parameter has value 0. So that is the high temperature phase, that's why it is a symmetric phase. So a system transit from high temperature to low temperature, there is a symmetry breaking. So order parameter comes into picture, and suppose we have a system which is in the absence of magnetic field. So we can write free energy of the system using order parameter m0. M0 we have used to define that external magnetic field is 0. In that situation, when system is in the vicinity of transition point, critical point, in the vicinity of critical point where T is T minus Tc upon Tc, where T is very less to 1, as well as order parameter m0 is also very less to 1. So this m0 term is like a perturbation term, and in that situation you are able to write this free energy is in terms of powers of this m0. m0 is a vector quantity, magnetization say. So in that situation you will have only even order powers that will contribute so that your free energy may remain as a scalar quantity. Fine. So AT, BT, CT, these are the coefficients which are function of temperature T. So AT you can write in this fashion, and in finite series where it is AK T power K, where K is greater than or equal to 0. Similarly, Vt you can write in terms of temperature, Ct also you can write in terms of temperature. So this is the theoretical way to realize phase transition in a system where system in the vicinity of critical point and there is a large length scale fluctuation prevailing in the system. So this Landau theory has a beauty that it can be used to define, to study phase transition behavior in a system where long range fluctuations prevailing in the system. So this free energy we can minimize to have a phase transition. We minimize this free energy, we minimize with respect to order parameter m0. So differentiating this free energy, that is equation number 1, we differentiating with respect to m0 so that we have free energy has certain minima. So in that situation what will happen? You will have, see, this AT independent of m0, so you have, it will contribute 0. So this term 2 m0, so 2 Bt m0, and this term will contribute 4 m0 Ct, 4, this is basically 4 m0 cube Ct. So 2 we have taken outside, 2 m0 we have taken outside, Bt plus 2 Ct m0 square, that is in the square bracket. So from there you have the value of m0, that is 0, is a trivial solution. m0 is a trivial solution, that is the case of high temperature phase. T greater than Tc, you don't have any order prevailing in your system. But m0 square, that is minus Bt upon 2 Ct, that is non-trivial solution when T is the less than Tc. So that we would like to see how it is evolving. On that basis we can say there is a phase transition. Our system is stabilizing towards, your system is staying in a ordered phase. So when T is less than Tc, so this term T minus Tc upon Tc, when T is less than Tc, your T is basically a negative quantity. T less than Tc, T minus Tc will give you a negative quantity. So that is minus T. You are substituting your minus T. So B0 you have basically 0. B0 you have 0. But B1 is a greater to 0. It is a positive. C0 also positive for given T in this situation. So in that situation you can write M0, that is B1 T minus Tc minus T upon 2C0 Tc. Okay. So this term is a order parameter, non-zero order parameter, which scales with the power 1 by 2. So beta is a critical exponent that has value 1 by 2. This value we have obtained, we can obtain using mean field theory. So in Landau theory you are able to get value of critical exponent very easily. So again, so these are the coefficients which we determine using experimental value of the thermodynamical parameters. So how in the vicinity of transition point, a critical point, how this transition is varying, or thermodynamical parameters is varying. On that basis we determine value of A, B, C coefficients. So this is the plot. Graphically we can see this free energy that we written using question number 1. When your free energy is minimized, and there is a possibility of phase transition, so your free energy that is rewritten in the form of equation number 6. So this is the case. Your free energy has a m0 value where it is minimized. This correspond to T greater, capital T greater than Tc, or capital T is positive. When T is 0, you have this situation, it will start flattening about T is m0 equal to 0. So what happens when T is less than Tc? You have a 2 minima generated at m0 value which is non-zero. So this is the value of your order parameter, that is non-zero value. So at 0 there is a order parameter that is 0, but at this value order parameter has non-zero value. So this corresponds to a ordered phase. So there is a free energy minima. So minima gives you idea that this phase is stable one. From this phase, which is high temperature phase, that is symmetric phase. Above this temperature, basically high temperature phase. Below this temperature you have a ordered phase. Again we can see same thing for external, in the presence of external magnetic field, say we have external magnetic field that is non-zero. In that situation we can write free energy further following same method of that we utilized in equation number 1 case. By writing equation number 1 case, we use this procedure to write free energy in terms of order parameter, where order parameter is comparable with a very less to 1. It is a small perturbation, so that your free energy is a function which is not diverging, So your free energy at non-zero magnetic field is written in this fashion, and H dot M. So H magnetic field, M magnetization, so it is a scalar quantity. So you have energy, AT coefficient, function of temperature, BT m of square, CT m power 4. So again we can minimize free energy with respect to order parameter M to get this value, and differentiating this value, this minimized free energy with respect to external magnetic field, we have -1 plus BT 2 divided by H of M plus 4 CT 3 M divided by H of M. You are differentiating this term, so you are getting 3 M of, there is M of square, 3 M square. This term is square. This term is square missing, I think. Okay. So this term, there is square. Okay. So from there -1 plus BT 2 chi plus 4 CT 3 M of square chi. So we can solve this. Okay. So there is M square here. So it is right. Okay, this term is M square, 3M square. Here also 3M square is there. So from there you have chi, value of y. Chi you can get 1 upon 2 BT plus 12 CT M of square. So this is the case of non-zero external magnetic field, where you have magnetic susceptibility which varies according to this relation. Now using instrumental fact, you can get value of BT and a CT. So you can see how your magnetic susceptibility is varying with respect to M order parameter. So that way you can study phase transition behavior, how it is evolving with control parameter to get critical exponents. Now we move to another example of it. So first order phase transition. In this case we would like to see first order phase transition. So we have example of para to ferroelectric phase transitions. In that situation we take polarization as a order parameter. At temperature T we are writing free energy of this material, ferroelectric material, in presence of external electric field E. So your free energy is written as minus E dot P, scalar quantity, plus A B by 2 P of square plus 1 by 4 C P power 4 plus 1 by 6 D P power 6, and so on. Again this P is a small perturbation that we are writing in the vicinity of critical point, and A, B, C, D, these are the constant these are the coefficient which are function of temperature. So A, B, C, D depends on to the temperature. E, you are substituting 0. So when we differentiate it with respect to order parameter to minimize free energy with respect to order parameter, we have term minus E plus BP plus CP cube plus D P power 6. Say here you differentiate it with respect to P, you have P only 1 only. Here in this case this A will differentiation of A with respect to P will give you 0. P square 2, so 2 cancelled out, so B P, this term. Differentiate P4, you have 4 P cube, so you have CP cube. Now you differentiate this P6 term, you have 6 P power 5, so D P power 5. So in this case we substitute E0, and B is gamma T minus TC. This is TC basically, T0 TC. So gamma is a positive quantity. We assume gamma positive quantity, and a T less than TC, so that P remain negative. P remain negative. So this free energy. In this free energy, what happens? This term is not contributing. This term is negative. this term is positive and this term is positive. So because of this term you have some minima which may enter into the picture. So that way you can realize there is a phase which is stabilizing. So gamma t minus Tc, P0, this is Tc, T0 I wrote, but this is Tc, T minus Tc, Ps minus B, Psq plus C, Ps power 5. So again we can take Ps common out of this equation number 10, our equation. So we have gamma t minus T0, T minus Tc minus B, Ps power square plus C, Ps power 4. Here we have S, that is equal to 0. So Ps square is nothing but B plus minus B square minus 4 C gamma T minus Tc upon 2C. So substituting value of B and C, you can determine how your polarization is varying with respect to some control parameter T minus Tc. So here that is function of experimental setup. Okay, so experimental material I mean. So this is your free energy. We are plotting free energy like say y-axis. Along x-axis we have polarization of a square. So this is the order parameter. So you can see that at T greater than Tc, high temperature phase, there is a no order. There is a no minima. So your phase is symmetric phase, T greater than Tc. But when T is equal to Tc, what happens? You have this value of order parameter at which your system has a minima, free energy minima. So this is the stable phase. So here your free energy order parameter is 0, but in this case non-zero. So along this axis your order parameter is there, no? So along this axis Ps of square has non-zero value, but here there is no value of Ps square. So this corresponds to is the order phase where Ps is non-zero. So there is a jump in the order parameter. So from 0 to non-zero value. So that's why there is a first order phase transition. Now we move to second order phase transition. Again we may have possibility that gamma is a negative quantity, so that B is a positive. So in that situation what you can get, your free energy that is there, this free energy, okay, E0. So this free energy term, so this term is now positive, okay, P square, and a P6, P4 and a P6. So P6 term will not contribute, it is negligible with respect to P square and a P4. So we can neglect P6 term, okay. In that situation your mathematics for E0 is gamma T minus Tc Ps plus B Ps of Q equal to 0, okay. 13 equation we are getting from here. Again we return to this equation, equation number 10 written in the form of 13, where B is positive and we ignore Ps power 6 term. So from there you have Ps, that is gamma upon B power 1 by 2 Tc minus T, this is Tc, Tc minus T, okay. This we can plot Ps upon Pst at any temperature, Ps 0 temperature, means 0 with respect to at Tc temperature you can say, so, okay. So that you can see sorry and T upon Tc, it is varies like this. So there is a continuous change in the order parameter, there is a continuous change in order parameter. So this corresponds to second order phase also. So these are the examples of Landau theory. This was the fact related to Landau theory and the example of the first order, second order phase transition using Landau theory. So in the case of ferrotic materials, you have spontaneous polarization, which is similar to spontaneous matter that you see in the case of ferromagnetic material. Again you can see second order phase transition in the case of superconductivity. In the case of normal to superconductive phase transition, the transition is second order phase transition. So this completes your Landau theory of phase transition.